Good afternoon. I'm going to read out the Security Council statement on attacks against U.S. diplomatic personnel. The members of the Security Council condemned in the strongest terms the attack on the United States of America's diplomatic mission and personnel in Benghazi, Libya, on the 11th of September, which resulted in the death of 4 American diplomatic personnel, including the ambassador, and injuries to diplomatic personnel and civilians. They expressed their deep sympathy and sincere condolences to the victims of this heinous act and to their families. The members of the Security Council also condemned in the strongest terms the attack on the United States Embassy in Cairo, Egypt, on 11th of September. The members of the Security Council underlined the need to bring perpetrators of these acts to justice. The members of the Security Council reaffirmed that such acts are unjustifiable, regardless of their motivations, whenever and by whomever committed. The members of the Security Council recalled the fundamental principle of the inviolability of diplomatic and consular premises and the obligations on host governments, including under the 1961 Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations and the 1963 Vienna Convention on Consular Relations, to take all appropriate steps to protect diplomatic and consular premises against any intrusion or damage, and to prevent any disturbance of the peace of these missions or impairment of their dignity, and to prevent any attack on diplomatic agents or consular officers. In this context, and expressing their deep concern at these attacks, the members of the Security Council called on all authorities to protect diplomatic and consular property and personnel and to respect their international obligations in this regard. The members of the Security Council underscored the durable commitment of the international community to support its successful transition to a peaceful and prosperous democracy. I now make some remarks on the consultations we had on Libya following the briefing by Undersecretary General Jeff Feldman. On the general situation in Libya, Council members shared the assessment by the Secretary General in his report that the elections on July 7 were a very significant step forward in the democratic transition of Libya. They welcomed further steps taken, including the election of the General National Congress and a new Prime Minister, which is imminent. Council members stressed the importance of the constitutional development process, regional grievances, and to guarantee and protect human rights. The Council members largely agreed that serious political and security challenges remained, as dramatically demonstrated by yesterday's horrible events in Benghazi. The Council also underlined the need for comprehensive security sector reform, including improved border security to address the serious issue of arms proliferation. Council members also underlined that improvements in the human rights situation are required, particularly related to the situation of detainees, of migrant workers, and third-party nationals. With regarding to the UN mission, UNSMIL, the Council welcomed the role played by the mission in supporting the Libyan authorities and the Libyan people. Council members noted the assessment by the Secretary General that the current mandate provided the mission with the scope required to support the needs of the future government. As you know, the mandate of UNSMIL will need to be renewed in March 2013. On a final note, you have heard in the Council that Mr. Tariq Mitri of Lebanon is the designated new special representative of the Secretary General for Libya and head of UNSMIL. He's expected to succeed SRSG Ian Martin upon completion of Mr. Martin's assignment on October 14th. Council members welcomed the Secretary General's intention to nominate Mr. Mitri. They used this occasion to express their deep gratitude to SRSG Ian Martin. They strongly appreciated his achievements. Not only did he and his staff work under very challenging circumstances, but most importantly, he did always ensure that it was the Libyan people and the Libyan authorities that were at the core of all our efforts, and that they are the ones who are always sitting in the driver's seat to achieve progress in Libya. Those were my remarks.